We now know the list for DR Congo to face Morocco. Can they cause a shock and stop Halilhodžić from going to the World Cup? Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video is looking at the DR Congo squad to face Morocco home and away in the FIFA World Cup Qualifiers. We've been doing quite a few of these and you guys seem to be enjoying them, talking about the other countries. So today we're talking about DRC. Now, I've always had a little soft spot for DR Congo. I like them. Shout out to my Congolese brothers. Of course, Arthur Masuaku plays for West Ham at the moment. There's been a few youngsters that have come through English football that have gone on to play for DR Congo, and I really felt sorry for them at the last World Cup qualifying for Russia. Like they really should have qualified. They should have got past Tunisia. I think they were 2-0 up and bottled it to 2-2. I remember watching that game. I was really disappointed for them. And of course, you've got Mazembe, powerhouses in club African football as well. So big up to Congo and mad respect to them. Today we're looking at their squad and we're going to be trying to discuss, do we think it's good enough to cause problems for the Moroccan national team? Now, DR Congo are the only side in these qualifiers that didn't play at AFCON. So 9 out of 10 of these countries sort of went to AFCON, played a few games at the tournament, whereas DR Congo didn't have those games. Now, this could go two ways. This could work to their advantage because, for example, Morocco don't really know what to expect apart from looking at their qualifiers before Christmas time, or it might be a disadvantage and the players will have less chemistry having spent less time together. Now, I know they played one little friendly against a team from the Middle East, but that wasn't even like the full proper Congo side. So anyway, this is the squad picked by Mr. Hector Cooper. Now, we know what Mr. Cooper is like. He didn't take Egypt to an AFCON final, took Egypt to the World Cup as well. Was criticised at Egypt's Mr. Cooper for his defensive style of football, but it did get results. So I'd like to see a well-organised Congo keeping it tight at the back, and I think that's what we might see with Cooper and Congo. So he is a good coach. Let's look at the players that Mr. Cooper has selected for DRC. So you can see the squad on the screen at the moment. You can see their 3 goalkeepers. I think Kiasambua doesn't have a club at the moment, I think, which could be potentially an issue. But I think Congo defensively do have some good players in their backline. Now, of course, I know all about Arthur Masuaku at West Ham. Hasn't been playing that much. He's got a really good left foot. Now, for me, Masuaku, and I don't know if the Congolese feel the same, but from a West Ham point of view, he's so good going forward. He's actually really good at dribbling. I just don't think he can defend. He plays better for West Ham when it's 5 at the back and he's like a left wing back, putting in crosses. You see earlier in the Premier League this season, he scored the winner against Chelsea and he literally put a cross that went past Mendy, the Senegal goalkeeper, and into the back of the net. He's got a really magical wand of a left foot. Then you've got the couple of lads that play in Turkey, Luyendama and Tisserand, and Mbemba was just a beast in the Premier League with Newcastle at Porto. And Mbemba's a very good player if he's playing centre-back. He can also play central defensive midfield if needed as an option. I think Mbemba's a very good option at the back. I think Masuaku's a really good full-back. He just hasn't had that much game time. He was coming back from a little injury. But I do wish Masuaku would play more for West Ham. But he is a good player. And I think he's got a tricky left foot that would surprise a few of the Moroccan defenders. So the defence is okay. I think the defence is good enough there to nullify the likes of En-Nesyri and Munir and Boufal. And then in the midfield, you've got the likes of Kayembe, who recently moved to Watford in the Premier League. So that's a good move for him, playing at a top league. There's quite a few of these Congolese players, of course, have come from Belgium and declared for Congo, a bit like Algeria and France. So similar vibe going on there. Kayembe has gone to Watford. That's a good move. Gael Kakuta, once upon a time at Chelsea, he's still around. He's back in the Congo squad. You've got Cabano, who's having a really good season in the Championship with Fulham. Mpoku's back. Mpoku with his set-piece delivery, very good. And you've also got Peli Ruddock. Peli Ruddock and Panzu, I think. I remember when Peli Ruddock, we called him, was in the West Ham Academy. He used to be in the West Ham Academy as a youngster in the under-21s. He's that Luton Town now, I think, they're going really well in the Championship as well. They're in the playoff positions at the moment. So I think the attack is interesting because you've got Meshak. I think Meshak's a really good player, Elia Meshak. Then you've got Bongonda, who's only recently declared for Congo. I think he's a really good addition, and he could really, Theo Bongonda, is it Genk? I think he could really be a good star for the future of not just Congolese football, but African football as well, if he gets some games under his belt. And then you've got some absolute classics in here. You've got Bakambu, went to China, the most expensive African of all time at one point. Back in Europe now, I believe. Bakambu, clinical striker. If you give Bakambu a big chance, I think he'll score it. And that clinical ability is something that some countries like, Algeria lack that. You need Bunajat and Slimani probably 3-4 chances to get a goal. I think Bakambu, one chance, he'll score it. Mbakani as well. I mean, he's like the Slimani for Congo. What an absolute legend. Played for a few clubs in England as well. I love Mbakani. It's great to see that he's still around, and he probably has dreams of playing at a World Cup. Hopefully it can be fulfilled, inshallah, if they get past Morocco. Yannick Bolasie. What a player Bolasie was during his time at Crystal Palace. I think the best of Bolasie was when he was at Crystal Palace. Of course, he did move to Everton, but he didn't really work out for him. But at Palace, when they had Bolasie and Zaha on either wing, Bolasie was honestly one of my favourite players to watch in the Premier League during his time at Crystal Palace. I really hope that he can come back to his best, because he's such a skillful player. He's got so many skills in his locker. So Bolasie, with his dribbling ability, can cause some problems. And a player who's actually in the Premier League now, Yohan Wissa, been doing well for Brentford. He's having a good season with Brentford. They look like they're going to stay up. He's got a few goals. Obviously, he played a few games in the cup competitions as well. Started to play in the Premier League now. I think he scored against Liverpool this season. I like Wissa, and I think that's a really good option for Congo to have as well going forward. There's a lot of good players they have here. They just need to find the right balance in the team. You've got Ben Malango as well. I'm sure Moroccans are not looking forward to seeing Ben Malango. How many times have we seen him in those CAF tournaments, the CAF Champions League, scoring against the likes of Wydad Casablanca, Raja Casablanca? So Malango is a good player as well. He knows African football very well, and he's used to the continent. So it's a good Congo side. This has the makings to be a very good game. And this game, I know Congo didn't go to AFCON, but this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. And I think in Kinshasa, it's going to be very, very difficult for Morocco to get a result. They're going to play at 3 o'clock very early. They moved it from 5 to 3 o'clock UK time. So it's going to be tougher conditions for Morocco. But anyway, let's see how this one pans out. I hope DR Congo give a good account of themselves. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this DR Congo squad. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.